Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Duwogaming. I am your proprietor and head of this wonderful mess we call a place on Twitch, and I am the Dumey. I am the Dumericuse. We're waiting on Okami. She's having little issues with her internet, so it's not a duo stream without stuff going wrong. And, of course, last week, those of you who remember, we had our own issues with my internet. So it's just been fun all the way around. Okay, I have stalled long enough, and everyone is probably getting bored looking at my bearded face. So,
Absolutely not.
Looking at your beautiful face.
That's better.
Right?
maybe
I'm more intrigued with the Power Rangers in the back.
yeah, if I just from now on, I'll get like this on the camera, and then everyone will have a perfect view of everything else but me.
Yeah, it's an improvement. My God.
Rude.
Just kidding.
All right, Okami, the show is yours.
Ah, yes. In charge of the show. Do we take it back?
No,
This is your circus, and we are your monkeys.
How do you know I use that? Not my monkeys, not my circus. I say that all the time.
I do too.
God, I used to be able to say it in 4 different languages.
Well, that's just showing off. Huh?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean... But yes. When last we had left off, our players had come back from their journey up north. Had an interaction, we will call it, with some of the townspeople. And had attempted to go talk to the guard captain, watched him walk off into the forest, went chasing after him, had another interaction with some guards, and then before Doomy's internet rudely decided to interrupt us...
I'd like to say the world stopped turning.
I had a very passionate speech that I was ramping up for a really good persuasion check, and it just never happened.
It just didn't quite get there. But yes, our intrepid band, 3 of the 4 of our intrepid band are currently in the town hall speaking with the guard captain regarding the incident that had happened, and also potentially, hopefully, what they have learned at the temple. Una is currently back at the inn as they have been suffering increasingly painful headaches and not understanding why, not knowing slowly their memories are coming back. And we will pick back up with 3/4 of our intrepid band so they can hopefully relay to the guard captain what they have discovered. So, intrepid band, what have you discovered?
Wow, you're just gonna ask us that?
Yes, absolutely I am.
A little personal.
Jazzy lightly presses a hand to the back of the elf's between her shoulder blades and gently pushes her forward a little bit.
Thank you, Jazzy, for your support. Yes, so, you know how we came into town and we were like, oh, we were sent here by the king, and then you were like, fuck the king, and we were like, well, we're just innocent adventurers doing a job. Yes, well, we went out, this morning to see if we get a bead on what's happening. And we got much more than a bead. Dare I say I got the whole damn necklace.
What she
Really?
said.
Really now?
Unfortunately, it seems that The king has found a way to trap the gods and square them away in various prisons underneath the castle. With the absence of the deities, it makes him not only a king, but really much more sovereign than that.
As you're telling your story, you notice that his expression hardens. His lips are a tight line, and he's looking at you with an unreadable expression. And as he looks at you, Mab, he rests his elbows on his desk, rests his chin on his hands, looks you dead in the eye. You're expecting me to believe the bastard king has taken our gods hostage and is using them to leverage his own position of power.
Well, really, it would, I suppose, be something for you to experience yourself. If you have a moment with a god, it's not like I can prove something that happened in my mind.
But that said, what Mab has forgotten to say is we were brought here to gather information. We've gathered said information, and so now we'd like payment.
And what sort of payment would you be looking for?
Preferably shiny, round pieces that you can exchange for money or services.
And additionally, maybe an introduction to somebody who can get me a fur coat, because I'm very fucking cold.
You notice he kind of adjusts his hands a little bit so they're covering his mouth.
Insight
Yes.
check.
Oh, please roll me that insight check.
I'm not good at insight, friends. Average.
He's trying very hard not to laugh at you.
Is it like a pitiful laugh, or is it the I've won my way into his heart forever kind of trying not to laugh, rom-com style?
You can definitely tell that he's just trying not to laugh. You don't know what kind of laugh, but it's very much one of those. Yes, I can see what we can manage to have scrounged up for as far as coats go. I take it you're not used to the harsher cold weathers we have here. Yes, we can make sure that we have your party outfitted. As far as money to be exchanged for goods and services, we don't have a wealth or deep coffers here, but
Oh, I knew we weren't going to get nothing from this job. I told you guys we shouldn't have came all the way out here for nothing.
Hold on, Jazzy. There's still things that can be arranged. You see, when you can't work in money, the next best thing is to work in favors.
Hey, I ain't shaking my tail like we did in the last town.
Favors that they give us, Jazzy, not favors of you giving a gentleman. My God.
Good, I wasn't going to do that again anyway.
Most of them weren't gentlemen, I might add.
Don't I know it?
Are you saying they weren't, like, gentlemen, or they weren't gentlemen?
I don't know.
Which one are you alluding to? They weren't gentle or they weren't men?
Take your pick.
I thought you were so straight-laced.
Straight-laced? I spent years on a ship.
Anyway, favors, my good sir, favors.
favors could be exchanged, as well as potentially information. And potentially my ability to introduce you to the family that lives out in the woods. Tonight.
Splendid.
about when and where shall we meet for this introduction?
Would be tonight, about midnight, right by the cart. I received a letter, which is very strange, as normally they don't directly communicate with us, letting us know that they're aware of your presence, and they would like to speak with you as well. All four of you, if your sibling is feeling up for it.
Why's it gotta be in the middle of the night? That's when the wolves come out. Why can't it be in the day?
You can vouch for a random family.
Well, they have been living here for a while.
Well, I'm just saying, can we trust that you're not actually leading us out to the slaughter? Like my comrade said, we have heard the wolves.
What would assure you that I am not leading you out to slaughter?
Can I have your name?
He smiles at you and he says, "You may not have my name, but you can call me Ricard."
Is that a given or a surname?
That is the name that you will be able to address me by.
So tricky.
Well, that's more than less than helpful, isn't it?
Mab, roll me a perception check real quick.
Can you stop asking me for wisdom-based things?
Oh, absolutely not. Okay. Una, I need you to roll me an Arcana check.
Even though I'm not there?
Yep.
Okay. I can do this. I can do this. I'm assuming an 8 does nothing and I'm useless.
An eight does something. You don't know
Okay.
what
More
it
than
does.
usual?
Oh, I know. Even though I'm not there?
Correct. An 8 has done something. You feel a sense, a strange pull, and then just as soon as it's there, it's gone.
Like someone's in the room with me?
No, just a weird. You had a weird urge to get up and go outside for a moment before it passed, and you wanted to lay back down because your head still hurts.
Okay, so I don't end up going?
Nope.
Okay.
Is this norm like anything that's happened before between the twins?
Let me see here. Yes. This is something that normally would have happened if one of you is leaving or going like to very far away, or if one of you is in danger. But it would typically be much more powerful and would be much more of an aggressive pull for either situation. This was just Una just kind of sat up, had this feeling, laid back down.
So you said if we were
in danger.
you said if we were in danger
That's
or
I
if
was
what?
thinking.
In danger, or if all of a sudden Mab left the town and got a certain distance away from you, then you would be drawn by this almost compulsion to go chase after them.
Okay.
But it was, you more got the sense of like, I got up to go do something. I walked in a room, forgot why I walked in a room, changed your
Outside my
mind.
head.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
do that every day of my life.
Fair.
Exactly.
I also do that in Stardew Valley. You know, ADHD really translates into that game.
I used to do that in Minecraft quite a bit.
Yep.
Alright, well, me, the player, feels great about that. really excited to find out what that means. Since they divulged that we were going to meet at a certain time at a certain place to meet a certain family, can I look around to see if there are if there are any like disturbances? That could be someone listening, invisible.
Absolutely. Give me an Are you looking for specifically physical disturbances or magical disturbances?
Both.
Okay. Give me investigation first. Are you trying to be sneaky about it?
A little bit. And
Okay.
if like I know he's going to be watching, so I would do it in the guise of like, you know, when someone walks into a room and they're having a discussion and they kind of just walk around and pick up all the little trinkets and sit them
Mhm.
down, and they're
Okay.
looking very nosy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
what I would like to convey.
You convey that very well, and you don't find anything. For magical, go ahead and roll me an Arcana.
Oh my god. I
You don't-
want a dice roll above a 10.
I mean, your investigation was technically an 11, but
Not on the die.
you had that 14.
Whoa. It
Uh,
didn't get me anything.
you do not find any sort of magical disturbances.
Doc would like to whisper to Mab, What are you looking for?
I turn around to look at something so I'm not facing the captain.
Okay. In his office, he's got a bookshelf with some, with various leather-bound tomes on there. He's got a couple drawn portraits of him and a woman and a child. There are
I definitely
several...
pick up any, like, picture that's not nailed to the wall.
There's a couple, like I said, portraits of him and his family. There's a few very, very childlike drawings. A couple are hung up on the walls. A couple handmade sculptures and some knickknacks.
When I'm not facing him, I whisper to Doc and I just say, I'm looking for anything that suggests that this is not a good idea.
As she's whispering to Doc, Jazzy's just going to kind of stand between her and the captain and just kind of stretch a little bit, arms over the head, just kind of trying to block the view, distract perhaps a little bit as they discuss.
Okay. He's just kind of observing. He's not really saying anything. He's just kind of watching, sipping on his drink occasionally. And as you stretch Jazzy, you notice he is distracted for a moment, because it's not very often that he has a Harengon in his office just casually stretching.
Okay. I was talking to the guard captain. I'm sitting on the edge of his desk and I'm kind of leaned over. And I just have his family's picture in my hand, and I look and I say, so what are the boundaries of our favor, and what are the consequences guaranteed if anyone gets hurt tonight, tomorrow?
He very obviously plucks the portrait of his family out of your hands, sets it off to the side, and says, the boundaries of your favor would be limited to what I can provide for you in a professional capacity in your investigation and the information you're seeking as far as the gods go. As for consequences, should anyone be injured or hurt, our town does have a small medical building, and its uses would be open to you entirely free of charge. Additionally, potentially, it could be negotiated for a more substantial monetary reward, could be arranged, depending on if we're able to dethrone and de-seat the false tyrant. You rescue the gods, you return our town to its rightful glory. We can see about having your names added to our Hall of Heroes and bringing light and good fortune to what you've done, and potentially persuade the local villages to assist in a more substantial monetary reward.
And when you say evil tyrant, are you referring to the current king?
I would be specifically referring to the bastard that moved up north, discredited my gods, and nearly destroyed my town. Apparently, the man that has trapped the gods underground, so he would be the one I'm referring to.
I understand.
The previous king would be someone I would be overjoyed if could be returned to the throne to oversee our lands once again. However, the rumors of his disappearance have all been confirmed to lead to his death, so that his son has been missing for a long time now. Should he be found and returned to the throne, we would be very happy to have him back to rule again. Until then, ruling as our own independent hamlet would be fine.
How old was his son?
He leans back in his chair. Last I had heard, he was 15. This was a few years back, so he must be at least 18, potentially older.
And how old is this current tyrant? How old is he rumored to be?
He scratches his chin a little bit. Rumors have said he appears to be in his mid-50s, graying, steely eyes, a cold air about him. However, I wouldn't know. I've never seen the bastard myself.
Have you heard any rumors of what their real name could be?
He sighs heavily. I've heard two. Now, neither of which, again, I can confirm, but word has spread around. He's kept his true name hidden, but one we've heard is King Alarcus.
Doc, you can't be seriously considering this. This just sounds like a big old scam. We stick our necks out for all the risk, and what do we get? Exposure and a pat on the back? You can't
Jazzy. Jazzy. You
What?
cannot rob Doc of the chance to help his deity.
We don't even know if they're there. We don't even know if they exist.
They exist.
I felt Vemry. Believe me, Jazzy, I know it might not make much sense, but I wish that you trust me on this one, because it's not only about saving my deity. This could restore the reputation of many wizards and warlocks and sorcerers who have had their reputation tarnished from the time when magic was vibrant and all around us. Trust me, Jazzy, this is not just about my deity. The world as you know it will be a very different place, and a much greater place at that, once we are able to restore things if possible.
Hearing that, Jazzy will kind of bite her bottom lip with the large front teeth as her nose wiggles as she's thinking it over. I don't have to
Baby
like it.
steps, Jazzy. We don't have to do everything right away. Today, we are simply going to check on Una. Maybe see if there are some local wares in this village to make it a little bit more fun until midnight. In which we meet Rakar by the wagon at midnight and go see a family that we know nothing about who has surreptitiously requested our presence.
I'm just taking on record that I'm filing a formal complaint. I don't like any of this.
To file a formal complaint, Jazzy, we've gone over this before. You have to fill out the packet. You have to mail it within 7 to 10 business days. Has to be double stamped and notarized. And a professional wax seal, not one that you've garnered off the black market. Then I will consider your complaint.
Fine, but we're getting something. If we're going to the store, we're getting something sweet while we're there.
What are your best sweets in town? Who makes the best, I don't know, Jessie, what is it, sticky buns this week? What's the flake, what? Lollipops? Not
Well,
bubblegum, it gets stuck in her fur. I'm not picking it out again. The last time we had a bubble blowing contest was an outright disgrace.
I still won.
Barely.
Huh. You know, now that you mention sweets, we do get this little pop-up stall every once in a while. It's this little group of kobolds. And they have this bizarre cabinet-looking thing with them. They travel around on a cart.
Oh, do they have their, God, what was that new thing that they started? Astral bread knot.
They might.
God, they were so good in the last town. Do you remember those, Jesse?
I do.
They even made one with cinnamon for you. Now that is a good business plan.
The cinnamon's good, but it makes my nose twitch.
Put cinnamon and sugar, Jesse.
All right. You've convinced me. I'm in.
It doesn't take much. Just sprinkle a little sugar on anything and Jesse's in.
He kind of turns around and looks his head out the window. He kind of looks out the window, kind of notices the sun. If you head out now, you should find them. They're usually just beyond. If you head up north, just beyond the inn, there's usually a stall there. They've usually got a couple banners. I'm trying to remember what the business was called. I want to say it was something along the lines of kobold cakes, but I remember cakes was spelled incorrectly.
I guess we'll never know.
Jesse?
No, I have no clue.
Well, let's go. We will see you tonight.
Of course. If you find any other information, let me know, and I will inform my citizens to leave you be.
Except for that one guard. Tell him if he wants to show up, he can.
Do you have a crush, Jesse? So quickly.
Oh, I just want to make sure he knows I'll follow through on my promise.
He just kind of cocks his eyebrow at you. I will pass along your message. Very good. Now, is there anything else I can assist you with in the meantime?
Oh, request. Doc,
Yes?
do you have anything for the guard captain Rakar?
I don't believe so. Is there anything you can think of that you'd like me to ask them? I can tell if they're lying pretty well.
Just if... Well, never mind. I'll save that for myself. Let's go.
It's one of those questions.
Oh, the world may never know. Let's go get Jazzy some sweets before she gets hangry.
No, we should
Oh,
probably
good
check
idea.
on Una first. We can get sweets after.
Oh, well, I was going to bring Una something.
Okay, twist my arm.
Oh, yes. All right, lead the way, but don't hop too fast. Your dog can't keep up like that.
Hey, I'm quite fast. I'll have you know I've beat Jazzy a time or two in a race.
Oh, I'd love to see, but come on, same old war stories. It happens every time we drink. Let's go.
No, I'm telling you, they wrote stories about it, he says as he's walking.
I just look back over my shoulder with an eyebrow and I say, "See you later, Captain."
All in due time. And he just kind of turns in his chair and just kind of starts flipping through some paperwork.
When we get out and we've walked down the road a little bit, I'll turn to Jazzy and Doc and I'll say, "Did anything feel weird to you?"
Oh yeah, he feels like there's something he's not telling us.
I know that. Just couldn't get a read. I don't like when people withhold information.
I could go back in before midnight once it gets dark, and I could try and weasel it out of him.
I don't want to make him an enemy. But he does have paperwork. I wonder if we're able to keep an eye. Maybe he goes home for dinner or a break before midnight, and we can slip in. Maybe go through his desk.
Well, I can be kind of sneaky, but locks might be tricky if he has too many. Could make it work.
Okay.
Oh, I'll help you in any way I can, but another thing I noticed that was weird was I don't see many people shut down your advances, I have to say. I'm a little surprised.
I know Jazzy woos them all.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Jazzy.
Barely even looked at me, and I was stretching and everything. I mean, I know I don't have a lot, but
As a
never mind.
matter of fact, Jazzy's the only one he seemed to have been able to pay attention to or lose focus on to look at for a moment. I
Oh
don't know if that means
no,
anything.
no!
No, Jazzy, I'm not suggesting that.
Right. Well. It's not like I've wanted anything from him. I usually just smooth over the conversation if I'm interested. Gods, this place is so boring.
Well,
All right.
there isn't much to do here. It's very cold and it's fucking empty.
It's not that cold.
I know, and I don't want to use the bit of magic energy I have left in case it doesn't work, and then he figures out I've tried to manipulate him with arcane means. Like I said, I don't want to make him an enemy until I figure out what it is he's not telling us.
Well,
Besides his name, what is it with people and their fucking names?
well, I mean, we don't really use our full names either because of that.
Because of what?
You know, it's just, I mean, the superstitions of like names having power.
I absolutely do not know. That has never been a topic of conversation. It is the first time in the entire world I've freaking heard somebody talk about it in this bodunk Snowville.
I mean, the further you get from the cities, people are far more, superstitious and they got weird traditions and everything. The time doesn't quite move as fast out here, but I
Do you
mean,
buy into that?
Some of it. I mean, some of it's kind of true. You break a mirror and everything else just seems to go to shit, and you tear your sail, and then some of the rigging breaks, and then you got a crack along the keel, and it does kind of seem to spitball down the hill.
Doc chuckles.
Are you guys walking while you're talking, or just standing outside the inn?
I'd say it's chit chat while we walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, keep the body warm.
I mean, I
Okay.
even broke a shoelace the day that I tried to, get Doc off the ship, but we'll see how that turned out.
I'd say pretty good.
I got caught!
Yes, and look at where you are now.
Yeah, I'm not on a boat!
No, but you know what you are doing, Jazzy? You are helping save the world.
So, as you guys have been walking, and you've made your way a little further north, not quite as far as you had, not all the way into the woods, you've noticed a little bit more hustle and bustle. You're very much more into like the main markety area of this town. There's more activity, there's more kids running around, people are walking around, you hear vendors selling wares, and you see a line in front of this little cart that appears to be run by these 3 kobolds, unfortunately not in a trench coat.
I'm sure they have one though.
It's an overcoat.
and
Gold for a trench coat.
it's very cold for a trench coat. They're all wearing the same kind of overcoat. And they're running back and forth, and you see just, in fact, this little cart with a weird, almost chest of drawers looking thing that they appear to be pulling slices of cakes out, or occasionally a small, almost pocket-sized cake. And you see that there is, in fact, a sign that looks like a much more professional version of a previously hand-drawn sign that spells out kobold cakes in exactly the way that you think kobolds would spell it.
So it barely says kobold cakes.
That's blatant koboltism.
If only we had an expert who could confirm how kobold cakes is spelled, but you're just gonna have to use your imaginations.
I wouldn't know who that expert is, because that's
I
a
know.
completely different world.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Too bad we don't have an expert in this world, but you'll just have to use your imaginations to figure out how kobold cakes is spelled.
Or perhaps Doc can try to recall of where he can find that information.
Okay, let's see.
Have I studied kobold cakes? Have I seen it in a recipe book?
You know for sure that the word cake is spelled wrong.
Okay.
It's spelled with a K instead of a C at the front. And as far as the specific phrasing of kobold cakes, you haven't seen this specific phrase used before.
Well, this is a new one. Is this supposed to be kobold kake? That's not how you spell cake, unless it's a play on words, but I'm...
Doc, that's a whole
Sarcasm
different
and
kind of
jokes aren't my
stall.
thing. What?
Oh my god!
What does
Oh
that
my
mean,
God.
Jazzy?
If you have to ask, it's
so
not
hard.
good to know.
She's red.
Doc is looking like he seriously wants to, like, take notes and expand his knowledge. No, please, go on. I'm eager to learn. Tell me about it.
Yes, Jazzy. Please. Please tell him. Right here, right in the middle of the square with children running around.
Doc has
Oh,
like an
wow.
eager, smiling, mouth open face.
Oh my god, I'm having more flashbacks.
Well, I think I'll keep this secret to myself.
Doc, you might want to go through Jazzy's bag. I thought she was reading a book about it the other night.
Wait, Jazzy, do you have a book about kobold kakes?
No, no, stop saying it like that.
Saying it like what?
It's kobold cakes. They just
But-
they don't know how to spell it.
Well, that's awful. The people here are being deprived of a proper education, and
Oh,
meanwhile, all the information we need might be in your book. This is a lot to think about.
Suffice it
The
to
town
say,
might know what it means. I would for sure ask everyone you come across if they know what it is.
don't you dare. Just suffice it to stay, never to stand in a circle of kobolds.
But we priests often do that for rituals.
I walk up to the stand. I can't hold it in.
I'm sorry.
When we
I
commune
need a
together
minute.
and pray, that's how we do things. Is it different? Is it a
Jazzy,
different
how
custom?
dare you withhold such information from Doc? He's so earnestly looking for an answer.
I swear you guys are worse than the pirates. She pulls her hood up over her head so quick.
Are you blushing?
No, I'm not blushing. I just can't look at either of you right now.
Your nose is a little pink.
She puts
And
a
I
hand
dare
over
say
her
it's
nose.
not from the weather.
Okay, before I shoot liquid out my nose, we're gonna switch over to Una here for a second because, oh my god, you guys are gonna kill me.
Just wait till we come back.
Oh no.
Wait
Una.
till Doc starts asking everyone.
Oh no. Yes, so you have been resting and relaxing as best you can as you've been struggling with these headaches. And as you've been laying there, more and more flashes of this opulent palace are coming to you. And you see people that look so very familiar to you. They look so strikingly similar to you, and they're greeting you by your name. Not just the name that you give people, but your true name that only you know.
Can Una at this point Una still looks like the guard, right? Because they never shapeshifted back.
Correct. Yeah, you still look like the guy. You kind of dragged yourself into the inn looking like yourself, talking like Una.
Una's gonna shapeshift into their Una form, or try to,
Mm-hmm.
thinking that maybe it has something to do with like memory, like something's weird, like something's going on or whatever, because she wasn't having them before she became the guard.
Right. And so, as you shapeshift back, new memories assault you, and it's a woman scolding you for using your powers and pranking someone, and there's a man who is trying very hard not to laugh at your antics, and they seem so very familiar, and they look so much like you. You feel sad when you look at them, but you also feel connected to them. And the woman looks a lot like Mav, but the man looks so much like Mav, it's almost concerning. And the woman reminds you almost that you almost feel like you're looking in a mirror when you look at her, because she has so many of the same features as you, and she looks so much like you.
And okay, Una's gonna again think something's. This is like a reaction to like whatever happened at the sacred ground, and shapeshift into Puck.
and you get different memories. These are you're now walking around in your form of Puck, and people are greeting you. There's people greeting you even more familiar. There's a group of what appear to be young men that are playing, and you're out in the fields by yourself, and you're running, and you feel free, and you feel happy, and you feel like these are things that you've done before. You don't know where, you don't know how, but all of these are connected.
Um,
And you start to see Mab in some of these, and
and are the headaches getting worse or no?
they are getting so much worse. You feel like someone is stabbing you in your brain repeatedly.
Okay, Puck is going to attempt to try to like lock the door.
Okay.
Or, like,
Roll me a constitution check.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be so good at those.
I'm just pulling out all the things you guys suck at, aren't I?
19 because I'm apparently really good at those. Who knew?
You are able to get upright, get over to the door, and lock it pretty easily while still managing these headaches.
And then like Puck is literally going to like go under a pillow, like put a pillow over their head, probably scream in pain, and then try to shapeshift into a different form. They'll try Mia and see if like it gets better.
Okay. It doesn't get any better.
Are there any memories, or is it just headaches, or is there still pain?
It's still pain, but as you shapeshift to Mia, you see someone with that face that you see someone with that face that you have met before. You'd ask them if you could have their name, and they gave it to you, and then you had also taken their face. You gave it back, but they gave it to you. They just didn't know you were borrowing it. And Mab is there. Mab is in so many of these memories that you've seen over and over. You keep seeing Mab there, and they're in different forms, and they look different. And in some of them, they're dressed in very fine, regal outfits. In others, they're dressed much more casually, but still very fine cut. In some, they're yelling at you. In some, they are yelling at someone else who's yelling at you.
They're gonna change into their true form because they've decided that shapeshifting at this point just hurts and it's not worth it.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh yay! And we're back.
This is the most painful this has ever been. And you are now able to hear people talking as you are sitting in your true form. You hear people talking to you. The woman that you saw before who was yelling at you is telling you to sit straight, sit proper. Don't you know that you're a princeling of the realm? You need to present yourself correctly. And
so while they're getting these memories, they're like screaming at the top of their lungs at this point.
Yes. Mab, please roll me an Arcana check.
Good.
You know,
Yeah.
I was even gonna say, just don't roll a 1.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
Do I get advantage because we have telekinetic?
You know what? I'm just gonna say that I fully didn't expect you to roll a 1. You needed to roll something higher than a 5. Would have been great. It takes you a second as you're talking to Doc and Jazzy, and then you too are starting to feel this pain, and you feel it begin behind your eyes and in your brain, and it gets to the point where it drops you to your knees, and you know this is not your pain. This is Una's pain.
You know, Doc. If
God, shut the fuck up for once. God damn it.
What, Mab?
what is wrong?
Oh my god, Max. You are toxic. Your thoughts stink too high heaven.
Mav is just channeling all kinds of divinity right now.
Una first, then kobold cockades.
You know
Is Una
what?
okay?
I don't know. I can't. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to the roof because it really hurts. I'm going through something right now, and I cannot feel exact. Oh, I cannot feel exactly what it is.
Was it
but
breakfast?
Emotional.
Jazzy, quick, grab a bucket and some toilet paper, and we'll also go see Una. I don't know what's going on with Mab, but
Where in Davy Jones' scrawny beard am I gonna find a bucket?
I don't know, but it sounds like they really have to go and they can't hold it.
Don't have to go, Doc. It feels like there's a wall of emotion behind my eyes, and a dam just broke, and everything that came forward was a knife.
Oh. Would you like me to examine you?
No, I want you to examine Una. It's coming from Una.
Okay. I'll go rush ahead.
And he's like 2 feet away now.
The turtle to rush. The turtle's got this.
It's a chariots of fire moment.
Jazzy would kneel down and pull Mab's arm over her shoulder and try and, help her up.
Like, try my best to, as independently as possible, move, but it's just, I can't even open my eyeballs.
Cut it out and let me help you. Come on.
Or I just don't jump too high. The thumping is giving me any bigger headache.
I'll take small steps. I'm sorry.
And
To Una.
as you make your way forward, Mab, your pain is getting worse, and you're getting flickers of these images of this opulent palace and marble and white walls and just beautiful stained glass, just with this thumping, pounding pain in your head. Una, it is getting even worse for you. It is peaking now, and you're hearing this woman, this same woman that has talked to you and has been lecturing you since the headache has started. And it peaks when you hear her snap at you. You will not speak to your mother that way. And all of the memories with this woman are no longer as painful to think about. You have crystal clear memories of your mother, for good, for better, or for worse.
I was about to say, debatable.
She's the first one you get back, don't worry.
Great.
And your memories with Mab in this other world with this woman are there, and your relationship with Mab was very different than it is now. And there are other people there, but the pain starts to dull as you focus on this woman that who has now identified herself in your memories as your mother.
So the shrieking's gonna stop, and now it's gonna be like, just like really deep breaths, like, and the occasional sob. She's gonna like slowly try to like crawl to the door to unbarricade it, and try to find, and then like essentially try to crawl and find Mav.
And as you're doing that, Mab, your headache goes away. It's still there. It still hurts, but you don't feel like you're dying.
I'm still going to pass it off like I'm dying.
This tracks.
Oh my god, Jazzy. Oh, I'm never Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Una is dead.
And as you say that, Una kind of stumbles down the stairs, holding their head. Una, would you have shapeshifted back at this point, or are you still in your true form?
No, Una's in their true form, so the others might not even recognize Una.
Yeah. So this person comes stumbling down the stairs, clutching their head, just calling out for Mab.
Does Doc notice or have any idea that it could be them? Or
The,
would Doc
my
Not-
voice
cast
probably
them?
isn't. My voice sounds altered, but you probably recognize the voice a little bit.
Okay, Doc's gonna come running by. Oh, excuse me. Wait, Una?
She's gonna like reach out, like try, like she's not opening her eyes because she's worried the headaches are gonna come back. She's like reaches out and says, Mab, where are you?"
Una, have a seat. Mab is coming. What happened?
Memories, so many memories.
Well, I guess it has to do with what happened at the place of the old gods. Doc is gonna examine Una, even though there might not be anything they can do.
Mab and Jazzy, I'm assuming you guys would have been in the room at this point.
We would have. Yeah, Mab would have seen Una looking different, and Mab never uses their true form in front of anyone ever. And she looks over to Jazzy and just says, "Una better be dying."
I don't. How about I just let you off right here?
Thanks.
Can you describe what Una's true form looks like?
They look like. Ooh, hold on.
Okay, so it's the same humanoid form, right?
Yeah, same humanoid form, very androgynous, male and feminine traits. Like you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at them.
Wings are sticking out of their back.
Yeah, that's a new one.
You have wings?
That's a new one to me at this point, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Did you drink a
And
blue
you're
bull?
outside of the room. Drag them in the room
Who
right
is that?
now. Drag them in the room right now.
Okay,
We'll help them
okay.
out.
By the neck if you have to.
I mean, Jazzy don't have a lot of strength, but she gonna try. I'm actually just curious. It's not too bad.
Let's go, Jazzy. Jazzy's got my back.
You wouldn't be able to straight haul Una, but you could probably, if you dropped Mabs, you'd probably be able to get over there and maneuver this person up the staircase decently easy. It's not like you're just straight out hauling them up the stairs, but probably pretty easy, especially because they're not really resisting.
These are the first time my wings have ever showed up in this plane, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, so my wings are gonna like flutter kind of pathetically right now.
Come
They're
on,
kind of
whoever you
Yeah.
are, like you gotta at least help me. Don't make me hit you with the belaying pin.
I'm trying. Yeah, Una's gonna like do what they can to help you move them.
okay. So you head back to the room.
Yeah, imagine that's where we're headed.
Excellent.
Slam the door and lock it behind us.
She still keeps calling out for Mav, like, because her eyes haven't opened. Mav, where are you?
I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to, but if you don't go back to looking like Una or Puck in the next 3 seconds, I will slice each wing off your back and turn it into a tincture that I will feed you upon your death pyre.
They just shake their head. Like they just shake their head painfully. Like like either they can't or they're unwilling to transform right now.
Is there
I will
anything I can
not
do to
talk
help?
to you like this in front of others.
Are they back in the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's back in the room.
They clap. They collapse on their bed. Like they just lay down on their bed again. They don't. They will attempt to try to shapeshift half-assed wise to Una.
Roll me a D100.
Oh yeah, here we go. Wild magic for the win. Mid?
You are 57% successful in turning back to Una.
Wing still there or no?
One of them is.
Oh yeah, yeah. We went full half-ass. And does anything else happen? My head's still fine or no?
Your head's better. It kind of hurts a little bit. Nothing crazy.
Okay, but nothing actual bad happened from the shapeshift other than the fact that I can't fucking properly do it.
Yeah, no. Nothing really happened. You have a strange sense of deja vu, like with this woman that you now remember. You feel like you've had this lecture before. Not specifically with that level of threat,
Yeah.
but you feel like you've been lectured about this before.
They're gonna like. I'm assuming this has never happened where I wasn't able to change my form like completely before, right?
Mm-hmm. You have willingly not changed your form.
Yeah, but like I've never like
Before,
gotten
like,
stuck
never-
or whatever.
Yeah, you've never gotten stuck.
She's gonna like slowly turn her head to Mab. Something's wrong. I
I
heard
thought we left them behind in that little hamlet.
No, mother, our real mother.
What real mother?
I'm going to describe said person to Mab.
So, Mab, the person that's described to you sounds very similar to Una. And sparks a strange, almost an attempt at a memory in the back of your mind. You feel like you've dreamed about a woman like that before.
Giving me deja vu, but nothing really strikes a match, if you will, Una.
She was so mad. All the memories were her yelling at me.
Shocker, wonder why. Can't believe you'd be that different in a different life.
Apparently, we were royals.
Wait, you're saying that we were royals?
I'm gonna describe to you the opulent palace. Yeah.
It matches the palace that you had started to see, Mab.
I knew it. I knew that I was better than the average dumb fuck that came from that village.
Doc sighs.
Jazzy rolls her eyes.
Una rolls her eyes and gives herself a headache again by doing so.
Yeah, you kind of, yeah, you do kind of give yourself a little bit of a headache, because, you know.
Una's
Right.
gonna try to transform back into the regular form because she does not like being this half mess of whatever that she is.
You're gonna try to turn back into Una again?
No, her just the straight up normal form, the true form, because that one she actually was able to stick.
Roll me a d4.
Come on, not a 1. A 2. Great.
You turn into Puck.
Whatever. I'll take it as long as it's 100%. But the wings are gone now, right?
Yes, the wings are gone, and you are 100% Puck.
Una's gonna like look down. Puck Una's gonna look down and be like, "What? What's wrong with my magic?"
It's better than that despicable thing you were trying to imitate.
I wasn't trying to imitate anything. That was my. What was wrong with my form? You know my true form.
You don't have a true form. You're just a waste of imitation.
Why would you say that?
Oh.
I don't know. That's the feeling I got when I had a fucking splitting headache.
I don't know where these visions are even coming from. I was supposed to get just the location of the gods.
Because you're getting your memories back, you idiot.
No, that can't be it. I wasn't supposed to. I asked for the vision of the where the gods were.
Well, maybe they liked you more than they let on.
Why? It hurt so bad. And those were just mother.
Do you think it'd be free?
I didn't think anything because I wasn't supposed to get them back.
Aren't you happy? Isn't that what you wanted?
Did?
Well, then you can't cry about the price.
Ugh.
Because
You-
only one of us gets it back.
How do you know that?
I had a little bird in my ear when it was threatening to drill into my skull.
You said you only heard static when you talked to the god.
No, I'm talking about outside when I was getting a backseat to your brain aneurysm.
Ah. Lovely fun, wasn't it?
Can't say I'd want to do it again.
Well, I don't think it'll be the last time today. But you were in most of my memories too, and you look different.
What do you mean?
You
This is how I look. I don't shapeshift.
you looked similar, but not quite like this. You were like, it was as if everything about me was inversed on you.
I was Puck.
No, the form that you were mad about.
Couldn't have been me.
I don't know. You were there. I remember Mother calling your name as well.
Why did you have wings?
I don't know. Maybe
I'm going to look at Jazzy and Doc and see what their faces are reading currently.
maybe we should ask that barkeep that kind of knew about the Pharaon to come here.
Wonder
I
if-
want to know how you two are feeling about things.
Doc is sort of just taking this in and also wondering if maybe the people who were touched by magic that we're going to go see in the future might know a thing about this or not. Well, not about this, but
They're gonna try to shift back into their regular form, their true form again.
Give me another d4. You are successful. And it hurts like a son of a bitch. Your headache is back.
Does it hurt Mab?
Yep.
what?
Your headache is back, and so is Maps.
Different. Are there any visions again, or just the pain?
You're getting visions of the man that you had seen before, and
Oh, great.
he also seems like very frustrated, very disappointed, very just like you've done something, you've said something, he's scolding you, but you think he's scolding you, but he's not. He's scolding Mab, and you hear. Why can't you be more like Una?
That was something Una never thought you'd hear. Una is back to screaming at the top of their lungs again. And, like, in between screams is, like, begging for either Doc or Jazzy to get that person from downstairs that knew about them to come here.
All right, Doc is going to look towards Jazzy and give them a nod as Doc will try to do what they can to ease Una's pain.
Get that person from downstairs.
I slap Una upside the head and I say, "Stop changing."
Doc will shield Una from any further attacks.
Aw. Jazzy. You head downstairs amidst Una screaming. And as you head down and you get to the bottom of the steps, you notice it goes completely silent. As you hit the ground floor, and you notice the bartender is there quietly polishing a glass. And you notice that the bar is almost entirely empty, except for two people who are sitting by the door, almost completely stock still.
Can I use a perception check? Maybe I recognize something about them.
Go for it.
Nope.
No, they could be anyone that you've seen before. They don't really seem to be anybody familiar.
Damn it, what did I come down here for?
And as you say that, the bartender kind of, just without looking up, goes, "Is your friend done screaming?"
Well, if it was Una, I would say maybe. Mab, the night hasn't started yet.
So, do you have any explanation for why they're screaming?
Oh, it's just kind of one of those twin things. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Well, can I get you anything while you're down here?
Bottle of wine maybe, and some water.
Red or white?
Strong.
He kind of goes down behind the bar and pulls up a black bottle, sets it on the table, and then pulls out another bottle, looking like a wine bottle, filled with water.
She reaches out and grasps the neck of both bottles.
As you grab the black bottle, it's warm under your fingertips, surprisingly, but not painful. It kind of reminds you of, like, a warm mug of mead on a cold night on the ship.
Okay. Put it on my tab?
On the house, if you can get them to stop screaming. Can't
Ooh.
have my patrons be too driven away by screams in the night.
Okay. Challenge accepted. She takes one more glance at the two people that she initially looked at.
They don't appear to have moved.
Like, at all?
At all.
Okay. Well, my perception wasn't that great anyway, so... Back upstairs.
Alright.
Forgetting what their mission was.
You had one job, Gazzy. You had one job.
Yep.
Aren't you supposed to have really good eyes?
Apparently I wasn't paying attention.
As you head back upstairs, Jazzy, as you take a couple steps up, the screaming starts again. And Una, in that time, this man has been lecturing Mab about being more like Una. And Mab has argued back, saying that they didn't have to be like Una before. Why should they start now? And this man demands respect as your father. And the pain stops.
Do I have any strong feelings towards him talking to Mab like that?
You're kind of uncomfortable because you're not usually in that position, and you're kind of almost mad at Mab in that moment that you're remembering.
Okay.
You're not really sure why, but you know that something had happened, and everybody's perception of you two changed. And you remember everybody had seemed to favor Mab more, but then all of a sudden they were favoring you more, and you had these expectations. You were supposed to be proper, and you were supposed to be good and well behaved, and everybody was now putting this pressure on you, and just Mab had lost all of their focus. It was nice for a while, but then it became all the time.
Okay. Una's just gonna kind of like mutter under her breath as like the pain slowly stops. Stop, Mab. Just listen to father. Just listen to father.
Are you daft? What are you talking about?
Did Mab have any of those flashbacks, or did Mab just got the pain?
Mab got most of the pain, but Mab, you're having a sense of deja vu of a man telling you to be more like Una. Why can't you be like Una? Why couldn't you have been like Una? And you didn't hear the part about him being your father, but you remember being very angry and resentful at this. And you remember you had heard yourself talking about, like, you didn't have to be like them before. Why do you have to be like them now?
Mab starts laughing, but it's like that you've hit the wall of mental breakdown hysterics laugh.
Okay.
And it comes from no point of good.
This is what you walk into, Jazzy.
I got the water.
Who fucking asked for water?
Wait. What was I supposed to go get again?
Oh, my bloody gods.
Was the bartender able to come up?
I didn't ask. Then she turns around and walks back out the door.
As the door closes, Mab just chucks something at it, and it's...
Doc, darling.
Yes?
Can you please go with Jazzy to make sure she stays on task, please?
I'm sure Jazzy will be just fine. Are you gonna be okay?
Doc, it's a subtle way for him to ask you to leave the room.
No, I honestly want Jazzy to make sure that person comes up.
Oh. Doc looks very confused. Like
No,
smiling
go
and then
back up
frowning
right
and
away.
then smiling again.
I really want to see if maybe they can tell me what's going on.
Oh, okay. And Doc's gonna take off after Jazzy.
I love you, Doc.
Aww.
Jazzy's already downstairs. She kind of did the whole hop and jump the stairs bit.
And Doc, as you had reached the bottom of the stairs, it was quiet, almost entirely silent. And you see the bartender sitting behind the bar, polishing a glass, and you see the people at by the front of the bar or the front of the inn, sitting almost completely still.
So Doc's gonna get to the bottom of the stairs and a little bit out of breath. Did I beat you this time? And then he's gonna look up and notice the bartender and the figures. He's gonna try to look a little closer.
Bartender, quick! There's a naked elf in my room.
He just kind of stops, looks at you, cocks an eyebrow, and goes, "Okay." It goes and follows you. Doc, you look at these two people, and they aren't moving, they aren't breathing, they aren't blinking.
Okay. So Doc is at the stairs, which means the bartender has to pass Doc. Doc is just gonna sort of give them a very gentle nudge, and then basically nod over to the figures in the corner.
And he just kind of looks at you and looks at the figures and just kind of a little bit of security for our predicament.
Oh, it's much appreciated.
Figured you wouldn't want anyone interrupting whatever's going on. And he looks back at Jazzy. Which room were you in?
Up here, up here, up here. She's already at the top of the stairs.
I hope he notices that's not even Jazzy's room.
That's why he's asking. He has no idea. Yes, so he follows you up. And
Jazzy would open the door and point inside without going in. Quick, quick, go, go, go.
Alright. So, Mab and Una, as Jazzy and Doc have left, the two of you are now alone. And Mab, you've had these flashes of being lectured to be more like Una.
Do you want to know the truth, Una? I thought I was doing you justice. And I talked to the gods and I said, no, give Una back all their memories. I don't want anything. Just give it all to Una and I'll be the selfless one and I will give everything to Una. And then you get your memories back and I find out that you had everything all along. And I should have been more like you. Our parents wanted just two of you, or whoever, the whole court, anyone we talked to, be more like Una. Why can't you be more like Una?
Clearly you haven't gotten all the memories back, because Mother definitely did not feel that way.
I haven't gotten any memories back. I've just gotten flashes of second-hand showing.
Well, trust me, it wasn't like that at all. And something happened. It wasn't always that way. I don't know what it was, but something happened. Either they changed, or you changed, or I changed, or something.
Well, if that's how they feel, and they just want another Una, then you can go back to them whenever you want. I'm glad I don't have my fucking memory.
Ma'am, I won't go anywhere without you, you know that.
Well, it doesn't seem like we were all that great off in the other world. Seems like you would get along fine without me.
So what? Because of some memories that we don't even know if they're real or anything, you're just going to... I'm not your sibling anymore.
I didn't say that, Una.
Well,
Stop
I'm
being
sure how
weird.
it's coming out.
You're going to shit on me.
I don't want to. I don't know why were you even mad at me. I didn't do anything.
I'm mad at you because of a bloody splitting headache. Alright? Every part of my brain hurts. Like somebody took a little thing of foxfire, shoved it in through my ear and set it off in my brain.
Yeah, I'm having the same thing, except I'm not mad at you for it.
Because you're Saint Una.
No, because I know it's not your bloody fault. I literally didn't even ask for these memories.
I mean, didn't you though? And you just decided against it when you had an option to be Saint Una?
What, because I tried to be like you? I tried to think, what would you have done? So you're mad when I act like myself, and then you're mad when I try to be like you?
Yes, there should only be one of me, Una. but apparently everybody wanted 2 of you.
What? Wait till the person comes up. Maybe they can help us out and sort what's real and what's not.
I think I'm allowed to have feelings, Una. It's not fair for you to tell me that they're wrong.
I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm saying they might be a little misplaced.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, you can feel hurt and whatever, but I'm not mom and dad. I didn't tell you to be more like me.
I don't know who Mum and Dad are.
But
I
you
didn't
you
see
know
it.
that it was them that said it. I never said it.
No, I don't, Una. I just heard it being said.
Did it
What
come
happened?
from me?
Might as well have. Could have. I don't know. I don't know who it was.
It was our bloody father. You know, the one who never came to look at us since we've been missing.
No, I don't know.
Well, you obviously know that no one's ever come looking for us.
We don't know that. They could have come looking for us and just never found us, Una.
Well, they're doing a bang-up job if they have.
As you say that, Una, a knock at the door. You hear Jazzy outside. Quick, in there, hurry! And then the door opens and the bartender just walks in.
And then Jazzy slams the door behind him, staying in the hallway.
And he just kind of looks at you and just kind of it's like, neither one of you are a naked elf.
What?
What? Can
What?
you-
Jazzy?
And he kind of like jerks his thumb over his shoulder. I was told by your little rabbit friend that there was a naked elf waiting in their room that I needed to go help.
You're welcome!
No one's naked, but they're getting their memories.
And why do I have wings?
And he just kind of leans against the door frame. You really don't know.
If I knew, I wouldn't have asked you for help in restoring our memories in the first place, obviously.
And he looks over at you, Mab, ignoring what Una was saying. And you don't know either. You...
I don't have my memories. And the only link to theirs that I have are bits and flashes of, I don't know, extraordinary events or something. And they're not even whole bits and bobs.
And he just
But it
kind of
does
leans
feel like
back.
my head has landed on a pike.
Yes, I suppose it would.
You have all your memories back from the other realm, right?
Uh-huh.
If I were to describe to you people, would you be able to tell me possibly who they were?
They already know who we are, Una. They just wanted us to come to that conclusion ourselves. Isn't that right?
What?
Oh no, there's so much more in it for me if I'm right. Go ahead, describe them for me.
I described our mother and father.
As you both look, you see his facial expression change from mild amusement to mild concern to then a smug smirk.
That was a roller coaster, you can't explain.
Well, it would seem to me I do indeed have a couple of little runaway royals in my inn.
Do you know our parents' names?
Conduct an insight check.
Please do.
Gage, sorry.
I feel like if I did an inside check at this point, it would just be a disadvantage, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Oh, my rolls are bad.
Buddy sucks today. It's just...
That's
We're
been
all
delightful.
we're all channeling our inner Mia, okay, guys? We're all channeling
There's
our
a
inner
chance.
Mia.
There's a chance.
If I was in Canada, I'd throw a Molotov cocktail at you.
22 and a 5. Let's go. Let's
I mean,
I
go.
wouldn't.
I'm thinking about moving to Minnesota, so
Oh, that doesn't sound like it's for me. Sorry.
How about it? So I'm assuming 5. I know nothing.
you believe him at his word. You don't know if he's lying or not. Doc, you really can't tell. You don't know this guy well enough. He could be lying, he could be telling the truth. You genuinely don't know. Mab, you can tell that he's telling the truth. Jazzy, would you like to round it out and make it a full 4 insight checks? Yes, you can tell as well that he is telling the truth.
But there are many royals. Didn't you say there were multiple royal families back in the Fey realm?
There's multiple noble families. There's only one royal family. And I appear to have, and he kind of gestures at you two, I appear to have the young troublesome twosome.
Can Doc
does
do
that
another
mean?
insight check just to see if there's like a threatening sort of like bad intentions kind of vibe?
Yeah, I'm
Go
gonna.
for it.
I should probably incite it too, but let's do it because disadvantage. 20.
Nice.
One's a nat 20. The other one's not nat 20, but it's
You got a nat 20 and a dirty 20. He doesn't seem to be outwardly threatening, but he's definitely got some kind of agenda going on, but he doesn't seem to be outwardly threatening. At least
Okay.
not at this moment.
Do you know? Oh, my head hurts so much. Do you know what happened to us? How we got here? What are our parents' names?
Why, your parents, and he kind of reaches back and he locks the door behind him. And Jazzy and Doc, you both hear the thunk of the bolt sliding home in the door. Your parents are King Oberon and Queen Titania.
Mab starts laughing. That's a joke. That's a bloody fucking joke. They don't even exist. It's just a stupid story.
You saw the palace.
I've seen a lot of things that aren't true.
I have bloody wings on my back right now, Mab.
There are plenty of fairies. You could be related to a fairy.
Mab, you're a fairy then.
What would be the harm in that?
So you're willing to believe that you're a fairy, but you can't believe that you're royal?
Oh, I know I'm royal. Darling, have you seen me?
Then what are you in disbelief about?
It's a big jump to go from feeling like royalty to knowing that your parents are Oberon and Titania.
I don't know. I saw them, and I remember mother lecturing me about not having the posture of a royal, and I need to be more serious.
Ah, yes. Unlucky number 13 and perfect golden child 14. Yes, I remember all the rumors that flew around about you two. Pun entirely intended, of course.
Wait, which one of us was which?
Looks at you, Una, and points at you. You, my dear, were unlucky number 13. Swings his head over to look at Mab. And you were Titania's favorite, number 14. The only 2 children Titania could ever bear. After she, of course, dethroned the previous queen, Queen Mab.
Wait, but your name's Mab.
Yes.
More than one person can share a name, Una.
But why would you be
Me.
named after? Why would your name be after someone who our mother dethroned?
Hated, despised. Oh, Oh, the two of them. Ugly fights. Oh,
Clearly, I wasn't the perfect 14.
Wait,
Well-
but you said perfect 14. Then why was father complaining that they need to be more like me?
oh, well, you see. And by this point, Doc, you can tell with that insight check that his aura is getting a little more sinister.
You
He's
can tell
not-
through the door.
well, because the way he's talking.
Well, we're
Oh,
inside
okay.
with them, I would imagine.
No, I think dog.
No, Jazzy pushed him inside, shut the door, and then he locked it, locking you two out.
Oh well, that's fantastic. Great.
Oh, okay. Doc's
Yes, but-
gonna whisper to Jazzy then, I don't like this.
Well, I mean, you want a drink?
No, something doesn't feel right.
I mean, what could the harm be? As she pulls the cork out with her teeth and takes a swig.
Doc is gonna stop Jazzy and sort of like just put his hand on the bottle, not taking it from Jazzy, but just like, Jazzy, I'm serious. There's something we don't know here. I'm getting a bad vibe.
All right. She'll set the bottle down, and from under her left ear, she'll pull out one of her few lockpicks and start to work on the door.
Okay. And then as he's talking to you, Mab and Una, he's very much like grinning in that nasty grin kind of way. It is a struggle, Jazzy. You feel like you have it, and then it slips away.
We'll try
And he's-
again in a little bit.
He sneers at the two of you. Yes, perfect little Mab. The queen's favorite until your powers manifested and everybody realized that the beautiful Seelie queen was in fact unseelie. And the two of you are half Seelie fae, half unseelie fae, half bright, beautiful, light, shiny happiness, half dark and evil and twisted, all those fun things. That darkness lives inside you, and ooh. Now you see, you over there, and he points at you, Una. You took after Daddy, dearest. You got all the shape shifting. You got all the fun stuff. You got all the neat, the trickery. And you, he swings over and points at Mab. You took after Mommy, dearest. Walking through the shadows, sneaking up on people, not fitting behavior for royal. And you went from everybody's favorite to the pariah. And you swings back to like glare at Una. You got the spotlight. Everybody loved you now. And oh, it was delightful to watch everything come crashing down around you. It's the two of you at each other's throats all the time. Oh, it was great. Just great to see.
Were you there? Are you one of us? You just
Oh,
love to see us fall.
been waiting every minute for it. Waiting, and then you had to get pulled through that stupid portal. And you had to get sucked and dumped into this plane. And I had to come running after you to come find you and bring you home.
What? I thought you said you were banished.
I was, though. Banished because your mother was responsible for getting my mother exiled. And as this happens, as he starts to draw a dagger, and this is when, for you, Una, and you, Mab, you recognize this person as he shifts into his true form. And you both recognize one of your older brothers.
I'm assuming we did not get along.
No, not even a little bit.
This wasn't the one that I idolized.
Oh, no. No, this was very much like one of the middle brothers, very much the overlooked, was never even close to the throne, was never special in any way. Like even Una being
My
unlucky.
God, did we just fall into the Frozen movie?
Even Una being number 13, being the unlucky one, was still known and people talked about, and like, oh yeah, still there were people that were, oh, ooh, look at Una, they're a curse, they're terrible, but people were sympathetic and, oh, poor Una. And Mab being number 14, being Titania's own progeny. Oh, so wonderful, so glorious, and then all the fall from grace. This guy is just one of your older brothers that nobody knew about. And then Jesse. And then the door opens up.
As the door opens, do I see the dagger?
Oh, yes. He has it fully pulled out and is knowing that both Mab and Una are in pain because he went through it too. Intends to take full advantage of that fact to try to get some revenge.
He's still fairly close to the door, right?
He's right by it. He was leaning up on the door frame until he like pushed off to pull the dagger out.
Seeing him right there, I'd like to I'd like to use some form of acrobatics to plant my feet and rabbit kick him right in the small of his back with both feet.
Jazzy's such a badass.
What would you like me to roll?
Initiative.
Badassery. Roll badassery.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics.
Oh, of course. 5.
Wow.
What
You rolled
a
a 4
letdown.
and a 3. Jesus.
I love the smug, of course.
The universe just put you in check, bruh.
That would be called a pride before
Actually,
the fall.
Well, yeah, I can't.
No flash of genius?
I don't have flash genius. I could, if you allow me. Well, no, because I have steady aim, which would give me a advantage on an attack roll. But yeah, I don't have anything. Yeah, there you
Do I
go,
have
guidance.
time to-
Hi.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Go Doctus.
Why did it roll to just take the first D4? I don't know why it's rolling 3 of them.
Don't know. We'll take that first
Because
one.
Doctus doesn't half-ass help. When Doctus helps you, Doctus helps you.
Does he push off with Doctus?
So yeah, 15.
You know what? I will actually go ahead. You pass with that 15, and yeah, we'll go ahead and flavor that. You manage to pop that door open and see this guy stalking towards Una and Mab, and Doc puts his hand on you, and you use him as a springboard and rabbit kick this guy directly in the back, sending him sprawling forward, making him drop the dagger.
Get the hell away from my friends, and she draws the cutlass from her side.
Ooh.
Doc is going to rush and put himself between the innkeeper and Una and Mab.
Una still hasn't really looked up. Her head is still in her hand. I don't even know if Una realized the dude had a dagger, to be honest.
He's going to hold his arms out.
Do I remember his name or no?
Nope. Because now, well, even if you did, you don't know if he actually gave you his name or not.
True. Then why even help us from the get-go if you thought we would? I don't understand.
So Jazzy, how do you? Because we'll go ahead. You got him pinned with your cutlass. How do you have him? Is it just like at the throat, or just like did you actually stab him with it?
Well, I'd like to pull my arm back with the cutlass. Using steady aim as a bonus action during this, I'm going to then attempt to stab him in the shoulder that was holding the dagger with the cutlass.
Man,
Oh,
don't fuck with Jazzy. That's the moral of the story, guys. Thou shalt not fucketh with the jazzy.
And
Yeah.
because I have advantage, I have sneak attack.
Yep.
I'm going to try to do non-lethal damage here.
Okay. Yeah, you hit him, and you do a lot of damage. But since you stated that before you rolled, you definitely did non-lethal damage. But you nearly cut off his arm.
And hopefully I push it all the way in so the tip is in the floor, and then I'm going to put my foot on the pommel of the blade and just stand there on it.
Yeah, you definitely can do that. And he's just kind of like grunting in pain and just kind of like glaring between the four of you. Why do you care?
Who's he talking to at this point?
He's looking at Jazzy at this point. Why do you care about these two?
Well, when you travel with people, you tend to get a little bit attached. Now, if you'd like to stay attached to this arm, you're going to answer their questions.
Fine. And he kind of looks over at you two, Una and Mab, and just kind of sits there, just glares.
Una asks, like, why even bother helping us if all you wanted to do was apparently this?
Because I didn't get a choice. I was sent out to go find the two of you so you could be brought back.
No, yes, I got that, you bloody wanker. I meant, why help us here now? Like, within the last day or two. We slept at your inn, you could have slit our throats in the middle of the night.
Oh, but there's no fun in that.
You're right. Having Jazzy's cutlass in your arm seems like much more of a pleasant time.
I looked at our brother.
He's sneering at you.
Seething eyes. And I get close. And I say, jealousy doesn't become you in any form. And then I cast command, and my command word is truth.
Ooh.
That's my sibling right there. That's my sibling.
Okay.
This is why we pay Mab the big bucks right here.
Okay. Yes, your spell is successful. And are you casting it at what level are you casting it at? Level 1?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So your spell is successful. He fails his save, and you watch as he is struggling to not answer, and he just kind of like spits out really reluctantly, just kind of, if I'd helped you get your memories back and you went home, I could be the hero for once, the great valiant hero who brought back Mabinuna. But then, I saw you hanging out with that stupid human. And I figured, you know what? Maybe instead, oh no, a tragedy will befall them as I heroically had to rescue them from this terrible place. And then, while you were off gallivanting around in that forest, I got a message from the king. And he told me he would help me with whatever I wanted, as long as I made sure you and your merry little band didn't get anywhere near him. And I figured, what better way than kill the two of you? I win, and your little friends are now useless in a world, and they have to investigate your tragic murder where I've already disappeared.
Wait, why would the king give a rat's ass about us?
You're investigating the gods, idiot.
Is he that threatened by a bunch of quote unquote?
Investigating the guards on the king's behest. What do you mean?
You really don't know.
So why don't you tell us?
Because I don't know either.
Yeah, so you're useless. You're a pawn.
I'd rather be a pawn to someone who recognizes what I can do than an anonymous, not even a prince, not even in anything.
How'd you even get in with the king? This little podunk town.
He found me. You left after I helped you out. And I got a letter.
How did
Just
you?
a letter.
How did you get here in the first place, anyway?
That was coincidence. That was pure luck, pure chance. Much like you, I followed a letter. I followed someone looking for information about these gods of this world. And come to a town, get some information, and I figured, why not? Can't hurt. As far as I knew, the two of you were dead, and I still needed money. So I figured I'd go check it out. And I did. Made a good little business for myself, got everything going, everything was fine. And then you waltzed into my life. Again. You and your little fucked up furry friend and your more fucked up turtle friend.
You seem jealous.
Oh, I am jealous. I'm insatiably jealous. Jealous that I was born before them. Should have had all the opportunities they had, but were overlooked because Una had to be born unlucky 13. And oh, poor tragic Una. And, oh, look at Mab. Look how wonderful they are after naming themselves after my mother.
As
The
Doc
rightful queen.
As Doc is insulted, Jazzy puts more of her weight on the sword.
He just kind of grunts out. He doesn't give you the satisfaction, or at least he doesn't think he gives you the satisfaction of like crying out in pain. He just kind of grunts.
Clearly she wasn't the rightful queen if she couldn't hold on to her throne.
Oh, you mean after your bitch of a mother framed her? The rightful queen who brought Oberon 12 children, and then Titania just waltzes in claiming that Mab is an unseelie fae, and oh no, she's going to bring ruin to the kingdom. Only to find out that Titania's the unseelie bitch. My mother was disgraced and couldn't ever bear show her face again, and Oberon was stuck with an unseelie queen.
Rules and royal problems. Oh. God, you're pathetic. I mean, haven't you just tried to, like, get over it?
Una's gonna look in the direction again. Their eyes have been closed this entire time because they're just the headaches keep coming and going, and just yells "shut up" and attempts to do this. And this is not gonna end well, probably.
Oh boy.
Yep. Never said it was a good idea.
Yeah, because Jazzy and Doc and Mab and everybody are gonna have to roll that too.
What are you doing to us?
It says each creature of your choice.
Oh, choice. Okay, I just read each
Is
creature.
it because of the headache?
Well, that's what we're gonna find out.
Well, there's the headache, and there's also the fact that I'm a wild sorcerer.
Yeah.
And that magic's unstable. There's a lot of problems with this.
Okay, so you pick one creature, and then I will pick the other one to make the save.
Well, obviously, yeah, the one that talked about her mother is the one that I'm picking.
Of course. And he fails. And Jazzy, make me a DC 14 Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah, Jazzy!
Let's see. That's
I've eaten things worse than that.
To be fair, it might just be a heal, technically, right? It's a damage and healing spell.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can, in addition, one creature of your choice in that area can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice. So Jazzy would be the one that would have taken the hit because it's still the half damage on the successful throw. But then you can also choose to re-heal Jazzy.
Yeah, I would heal Jazzy.
Yeah, so he's the only one that took the damage. Jazzy, he is looking rough. Like between having you nearly cut off his arm and then now the necrotic damage, he's not looking good. Like he really is not looking good.
To be fair, you technically could have made me roll this, by the way.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay.
I rolled something.
Oh, alright.
Jazzy's not gonna react. She's just being the enforcer at the moment.
Yeah, you felt like a slight tinge of pain and then healed it right away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love the I've eaten things worse than that. I love that.
Yeah, so like Una yells, "Shut up! How dare you talk about our mother like that?"
And again, he's not giving you guys the satisfaction of like crying out in pain.
It seems I quite liked your mother. Don't know why, but she might have tickled a fancy here or there. Too bad.
My mother was a noble woman. She was good and kind. She was everything that was right.
I mean, it
could you
really
have fallen
seems like
far
you
from
have a
that?
really awkward hard-on for your mother.
Also, how could you have fallen so far from such a woman?
When I watched her slowly die of humiliation and heartache and pain, you could say something in me snapped.
First Fae problems, eh?
And instead you take it out on us. We've done nothing to you.
It's just like you, we were just born into this debacle.
Yes,
Seems
well,
though that you never learned how to do it gracefully.
bold words from someone who doesn't even remember who they are.
And I'm still handling it better than the one that does.
I mean, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
What do we do with them?
Kill him.
No.
You want me to
Why
kill him?
not?
I ain't cut a throat in a while.
They're our sibling.
Doesn't matter. They're trash.
No, they're
Then we're just as bad as they believe we are.
Good.
I think their words come from a place of pain, and I think there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of hurt, but violence does not have to be the answer here. You are family after all. There is something linking you two.
That doesn't matter. I'm so tired of the overrun narrative that family is the end-all be-all. My family, obviously, not great. It does not give a shit about us half the time, and the only person they sent to look for us is this.
Ha! You think I'm the
space.
You think I'm the only person that was sent? Oh, far from it. I just sent everyone else back. Oh no. For the first few years, it was all they could talk about. Oh no, where's Una? Where's Mab? Oh, constantly checking in. But no, I just convinced everyone you were probably already dead or gone. Oh, they searched for you.
Honestly, it seems like you've done us a favor. Really, we should be thanking you. So for your funeral, do you like a burnt pyre, 6 feet under, cremation? I could probably. What?
I will not tell you and Jazzy what to do, but I will take no part in this.
He's trying to kill us, and you just what? Want to let him go?
They're family, and as I said, if we just kill them, we're as bad as
I
he
don't
believes
give
we
a
are.
shit that he's our family. He wants to kill us.
So
He
then
clearly doesn't regard us
incapacitate
as family.
incapacitate him, reveal him to the gods, have him thrown in jail.
For
There's
what?
1,000 other things we could do rather than kill.
Jail of what? What has he done wrong to go to jail for?
You drew a weapon
Nothing.
on me.
Kill us?
He hasn't attempted yet. He's been bested at every turn. It's quite embarrassing.
Well, he still tried to. Jazzy saved us.
And do we have proof? This person has an established identity here. We go to the guard, who already doesn't trust us, and we say, this man tried to kill us. And he says, no.
This person, I pointed them, in this form has no presence here.
Well, I kind of agree with Mab on this one.
They've
It's
never
kind of
seen this person's form before.
Do you think
Yeah.
he can go back?
Possibly
There's
not with a sword inside him.
It is a small town, and
We've
I mean-
already made ourselves the troublemakers.
We're
I don't think going
also the ones who found out what happened with the gods.
I don't understand your affinity, Una, to a family you've never met in your mind. The last how many years it's just been you and me, and you would pass that up.
I would not. Of course not. That's why I care. The thing that kept us together was us knowing that we were family. You're
We'll
all I
send
have to work.
everyone back. We could have been found years ago. Could have been taken back years ago. And he sent them all back so he could have the glory for himself.
Who cares? At that point, we would have gone back and hated each other. Yeah, now we fight, but we don't absolutely loathe each other like he says we did back home. We fight, we get on each other's nerves, but the way he describes us back home, we hated each other.
I don't care about what happened before we got here, Una.
I know, but that's my
it's nice
point.
to know that I'm royalty and I deserve to be treated as such, but other than that, I really could care less.
My point is, if he wouldn't have sent them back and they did find us, we would have gone back to a place where we hated each other. We'd have never met Doc and Jazzy.
How do you know we would have hated each other?
Because we did. That's what we did, apparently.
Right, but we've grown up over here. Even with
That's my
few
point.
years.
If he would have found us, we would not have grown up over here.
I'm not saying right away. There's no way they would have found us right away.
I'm just saying, him sending everyone back may not have been a bad thing.
I'm saying he deserves to be strung up on a piece of wood and have all of his hairs pecked out by crows.
He deserves to go home as a failure, and he can go report back that he failed.
You want to let him do that? What if he reports back and he says, oh, I fought so gallantly for the twins. I found them and I fought for them.
Well, then when
But
we...
alas, they didn't make it, and I'm a hero, and he takes over the kingdom, and he does not deserve.
Well, then when we finally get home, he'll look mighty stupid, won't he?
You're going to go home.
I don't know.
Oh, do what you want, Una.
All I know is I don't feel right spilling his blood on our hands.
Oh, good, then move. I'll spill it on your feet.
Una motions to Doc if Doc will just go out of the room with her if they're gonna do this.
No, Doc is not gonna let them be murdered in cold blood, at least not yet. So he's gonna maintain his position between the twins and the innkeeper.
It's not cold blood if someone was trying to kill you, Doc.
No, but they are unarmed, close to death, and I can't help but feel like there's another way.
I could give him back his knife if it'd make you feel better.
No.
Brother, is there anything we could do to try to fix this? I don't even have memories of what you accuse us of.
Bring my mother back.
You said she's dead, didn't you?
Exactly.
The mummy issues. So predictable. I'm sorry that you weren't the favorite, and I'm sorry that you're not going to inherit the crown. And I'm so fucking sorry that your mom was worth bullshit when it came down to it, because if she was anything, if our father was anything, he wouldn't have given up his wife, now would he? Without a little bit of an investigation. I'm sorry. But we, me and Una, have nothing to do with that. So, your generational trauma is being dumped onto us for no reason. It's pathetic. It's bullshit.
I have to say, it sounds like. Oh wait, does Doc know about the parents and the Una and Mab not getting along too well?
You would have picked up on that from what I said, where I'm like, we hated each other back home or whatever.
Okay, so then Doc is gonna say, it sounds like they didn't get along with their parents either, It's not like they glorified their parents or, it seems like they might not be the best people. That doesn't mean that you two must be enemies or are fated to kill each other.
He's just kind of staring at you, kind of trying to like suss out your motives.
Did all our older brothers hate? All our older siblings hate us?
No, not all of them. In fact, you, Mab, he kind of sneers the name. Oh, you idolized two of your siblings, and you, Una. Oh, you had so many wonderful memories, but there were enough of us that just seemed to be forgotten. But of course, I was the only one brave enough, willing enough to go do something.
So then why not be that person still? We haven't done any harm to you.
I love that you guys are trying to redeem this guy. I love this.
Well, okay, half of us are. Half of us are. The other half are trying to
I wasn't prepared for him to live this long.
I mean, Jazzy could fix that.
No, Doc needs to ask them a very important question before they are unalived, if we're going that route.
Before they're unalived.
I mean, I can go either way at this point. He just kind of looks at you, Una, and just kind of... I'll be honest. It's mostly Mab that was the problem child. The perfect favorite, adored by everyone. Never set to take the throne, but didn't care. Was just happy to always be loved and in the spotlight.
That does sound like me.
Una, the troublemaker in the shadows, just wanting to be left alone, wanting to be just allowed to go do whatever it is they do. That was all fine until your powers manifested, and all of a sudden, oh no, it was so important that you, Una, were raised to be a proper little princeling, and you, Mab, they didn't need to be reminded about the horribleness of the unsealed courts.
So I took your mother's name to honor her, and you want to kill me for that?
It's what you always said, it's what you always claimed. You discovered something about dear Titania, something that made you hate your own mother.
Do you know what it was?
How would I know?
Then it
You know,
like
you know more about our lives than we do.
What was that, Doc?
I was just gonna say, it sounds like you share a common quote-unquote enemy of sorts, or adversary. Not getting along with person.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't like our mother. We apparently don't like our mother. Why are you trying to kill us?
How is this working? How are you redeeming this guy? How?
Brother, please listen to reason. There's no reason that we have to kill each other for a feud that, one, didn't have to do with us, and two, we apparently on the same side of anyway.
Don't hate the children of Mab, like Titania always claimed. You, Una, would know that no, you and Mab didn't hate the children of Oberon and Mab. You guys actually, like he said, you idolized most of your older siblings, like genuinely. And even him, like the one that you recognize, you didn't think that he hated you. kind of aloof, kind of distant, but not anything outright hate-worthy.
Brother, I have very little memories from home, as you know, but the ones I have no malice towards you. I remember very happy moments. I remember actually enjoying my time with my siblings, you included, more than my parents. I can't speak for Mab, obviously, because Mab doesn't have the memories yet, but we bid you no ill will.
Right. There must have been a reason that I have this name, though it seems peculiar that Titania would have named me after her nemesis.
Titania didn't name you Mab. You chose Mab. That's the name that was your true name for yourself. And you were proud for people to know. Of course, you never told anyone your full true name, but just your first name. But you were proud for people to know that you had named yourself after my mother.
So why hate us? He honors your mother. They honor your mother.
And you kind of notice that the crazed anger and rage are kind of like disappearing from his face, and he just looks confused.
Una's going to try to motion for Gazi to slowly and not painfully remove the sword out of the shoulder.
Are we not turning him into fish food?
Please, Gazi.
She kind of stares down at him, letting him have a good look at her face.
Oh, he's not looking at you at all. He's entirely focused on Una and Mab at this point.
Well, in that case, she's going to twist the cutlass slightly to the left as she pulls it out.
Oh. You don't quite remove his shoulder.
And then she's just going to wipe the bloody tip off on his shirt before putting
Just
it
the
away.
tip?
Yep.
Just the tip.
Intriguing.
Fine.
Jazzy, don't play with the meal.
Fine. Where's that
I'm
bottle
gonna
I had?
offer my brother my hand.
He just kind of looks at it, just still very confused. And just kind of like, you kind of see him like reach up and just kind of like hold his nearly removed arm. And he just kind of sits up, and he hasn't taken your hand, and he's just still kind of looking at you guys, and he just kind of, you're willing to let me live?
It doesn't seem like we are your true enemies, if I'm being honest.
I'm going to again cast Wither and Bloom, choosing no damage, choosing nothing to deal damage, and choosing solely to be able to heal my brother.
Okay.
It seems that Una has very strong feelings toward you in particular. So, if you are not trying to further take us down from this point forward, I don't see why you can't live your life. But just know, if that changes, and you come for me, or you come for Una, in any way as to harm one of us, I will make your demise painful, prolonged, and honestly way overboard.
And while she's doing this, Una's going to attempt to try to use medicine to like bandage the wound.
It's kind of sloppy, but you're able to wrap everything.
And I'm
he's
down to 1 second level spell slot already.
Doc will offer his guidance.
Oh, okay, sweet. Does that help me with my? Oh, so I roll a d4 with it.
Yep.
4, 11.
Score.
Yeah. It kind of takes you a second, and then Doc kind of comes over and like helps you out and kind of helps you figure out the best way to wrap it, so he doesn't totally lose his arm, and so then he doesn't have as much lasting damage.
And then Doc is gonna whisper to Una and say, I told you, you've come a lot farther than you think. I'm very proud of you.
Oh.
Una's gonna give Doc a small hug.
Oh.
I will, however, ask you one thing, and I do want the truth, regardless of your opinion on the matter. May I have your name?
And he kind of pauses for a second. And he kind of looks at you and he goes, You may have my name. And you may keep my name. And Una, you can tell this is a big fucking deal. Like,
Yeah, Una's gonna raise their eyebrows. Because Una has memories now of taking people's names, so Una does realize that this actually means something.
well, especially because he's letting Mab keep it.
True.
Would we know what that means?
Not a fucking clue. You would have heard people ask, May I have your name? And like in some areas, people would have been very cagey and would have very much been like
Well,
with
we
the
saw how the
bard
captain was. He saw the captain was about the
Okay.
name thing.
Yeah, like, no, you may not have my name, but you can call me.
Gotcha.
And you wouldn't quite know the significance, but you can definitely tell this is very different phrasing. Like he is giving Mab his name and letting them keep it, whatever that means.
Okay.
And he says to you, Mab, my name is Orion, son
O'Brien.
of Orion, like the constellation.
I was like, our parents are fucking dopes.
They're Star Trek nerds. Shut up.
Does the name Orion unlock any more memories for Una or no?
Yes, and actually it does for you as well, Mab.
Oh, cool. Mav's actually getting some memories back. I consider this.
Yeah. So you guys remember spending time with Orion. He was kind of distant, aloof. It was very apparent that he wasn't your biggest fan, but like he didn't outright hate you guys until all of a sudden, like Mab, he definitely was not your biggest fan. Like he very much didn't get along with you just because he didn't feel that your ego was warranted. He didn't feel like you should have felt you were the superior than everyone. But Una, you guys got along decently well until everything changed, and all of a sudden, it was Una's in the spotlight, and he felt that you didn't have time for him anymore, and he was once again being pushed to the side.
Okay, so we both get these memories back?
Mab, you get the feeling that you guys weren't the best friends, but like you didn't have any outright animosity. Una, you get much more detailed memories back. But Mab, you're starting to get a little bit of a headache thinking about it. But since you have his name, it's not as painful.
Am I getting like bad headaches again?
No, because you have his name.
Okay. So I'm going to give him a hug, like a hug where I'm trying to be very careful about not fucking up his arm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna just be like, I'm so sorry, brother.
I'm not.
He's still just real confused.
One day, hopefully, we will all go home together.
When name myself? And who was I before?
That's a good question. What did Mab go by before they took the name of Mab?
Well, the name given to them by Tanya. And he just kind of like you can tell he's very much trying not to outright insult her because he's trying to play nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the name given to Mab by Titania was Elvin. And then when your powers awoke and you were given your name choosing ceremony, they chose Mab. And they loudly had proclaimed it. Una, you never told anyone, as far as I'm aware, your chosen name, but Mab was very proud that they had named themselves after my mother.
I don't know what my chosen name would have been. I've always just gone by either Una or Puck.
Aren't they your chosen names?
I guess.
Well, Una was your given name, and he kind of like thinks for a second, and he kind of like, well, then I would guess Puck is your chosen name.
Interesting.
Given name this whole time.
Also, can I ask you one other question, brother? Now that you've seen a little comma.
Slightly less murdery.
So you see how I am right now, right?
Yes.
Does Mab have a form like this?
Yes. We
I
all
told
do.
you, Mab,
You told me what?
that you had a form like me, like how I am now.
It doesn't feel like it's true.
And Orion just kind of looks at you, Mab, and kind of gives you a funny look, and just, well, yes, you're still a child of Oberon. You have shapeshifting abilities, not necessarily as advanced as Una's, but you probably have at least one other form. And as you guys kind of watch, his whole body kind of shifts and changes until he has almost blinding white skin, like paper white skin. His hair is pastel green, like again, you can just barely tell there's color. His eyes are glowing gold, and he has large wings that come out his back.
See? I told you, it wasn't just me.
What kind of wings does Una have?
Una has kind of like your classic fairy butterfly-ish wings, but almost with more segments, and they're drooping. Because,
I can tell you my wings would not look like that. No.
Like mine.
Orion kind of gives you a funny look, Mab.
Like my wings are like Orion's wings.
Like yours?
I don't know. I didn't think there was anything wrong with them. Or like tries to like put her head back to like look and see them properly.
You really can't see them unless you like looking around your sides because they are drooped down. Orion sit like it's an unconscious thing for him to have them up.
Yeah.
So you can see like the shimmering colors in them. They kind of look like stained glass almost.
Can you help Mab be able to get to that form?
No, that's not anything I can help with. That's something that Mab will have to unlock themselves. Your companions, and he kind of gestures at Doc and then just kind of looks at Jazzy before quickly looking away.
That's right.
Be...
As she takes another sip from the bottle.
You kind of hear him quietly grumble, "It's like good wine too." And he just kind of looks at them and is like, "They would be better to help you than I would."
Brother,
Brother.
may we go downstairs and share a meal?
And he just kind of looks at Jazzy again. And like eyes the sword. As long as I'm not going to be stabbed again.
To be fair, Jazzy only tried to save us. Jazzy didn't intentionally originally try to stab you. I'm hoping we can all sit down and have a nice meal and talk. Because for the first time today, my head is not absolutely splitting.
What were you gonna say, Jazzy?
She was just going to make a comment how he's lucky that she didn't pull her dagger because they don't call her Torn Throat for nothing.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like looking at you, Jazzy, and you can definitely tell that this had not gone how he intended, and he's really not sure how he's still alive. He's not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but he's a little more concerned about how things are going to go than he was before.
Again, Una will like put out their hand for their brother to take, and like to go downstairs with them.
Yeah, and he does at this point. And
Una's
Una,
gonna smile like very very big when the brother takes the hand.
and you get more memories back with Orion. Got me saying O'Brien, damn it.
It's not my fault. Our parents have really bad names. I don't know.
I love Doctus's comment. I know his name is not Ryan, but in my head it went down like this. I shall name this one Una, this one Bab, and lastly, yes, this one will be Ryan.
Watch, you're gonna find out we have like a brother named like Chad or something.
My name is Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
My name's Gav.
But yeah, so as you take his hand, Una, you feel warmth just kind of surge through your body, and the headaches are less. And you start to get like a couple flickers of memories, but nothing really succinct.
Okay, but nothing painful.
No, nothing painful.
Una's like wings are gonna like flap a little excitedly in the back, and Una's like gonna motion to come downstairs to everyone.
He makes sure Jazzy goes first.
O'Brien.
That's all right. Just don't be looking at my tail. You hear me?
I won't. I just if I'm going
Jazzy,
to
you act like there's much tail to look at. Get down the stairs.
You know, I just saved your life. You could at least give me a little bit of credit.
Never, and you know that's not going to happen. This is how we are, Jazzy.
Next time I'll only half kick him and see what happens.
Hey, I think we all grew as people here today. No one died. And we actually there was
What time is it?
Orion just kind of looks out the window, just a little before midnight. Why?
Oh, going to have to do a rain check on that meal. You will be here when we come back. You wouldn't have skipped town, would you?
I still have a very lucrative business here.
Okay, well, we have to meet the guard captain.
What? Why?
He's going to introduce us to a family who's very interested in our presence.
Question. Based on everything that's happened the last time someone was interested in our presence, maybe Orion should come with us.
And how would we justify that? They already don't trust us, Una. This isn't Happy Funland. This isn't your dreamland where everyone gets along and loves everyone.
It could be someone else who knows more about us than we know about ourselves and also may have a grudge against us.
You mentioned that no one trusts you there, and Orion looks very offended. And he just kind of, Una, I very much appreciate the gesture of trust, but no.
Do you know the people that they're talking about?
I have heard stories. They are a family that live in the woods. They are very powerful magic users. I have never met them myself, but I would also prefer to stay here and heal from my encounter with your friend.
Okay, fine, but when I come back, can we talk more?
I would very much enjoy that.
Again, Una's gonna give their brother a big hug and then go to follow Mab.
Okay, Mab, give me an insight check. He's absolutely telling the truth. You can also tell that he's very scared and just really doesn't want to admit that. But he is definitely telling the truth and has seemed to be telling the truth about like not betraying you guys, not going to stab you in the back, not going to skip town, any of that. He's very cautiously optimistic while still being terrified, especially of the rabbit with the cutlass.
We pause for 1 second and just appreciate the difference that you're getting compared to, like, whenever Dumey makes us meet a different party, we all just like murder hobo them. Us in this party, we redeem people.
Except for me, who wants to murder hobo.
Yeah, except that you
Right?
want to murder hobo. But normally it's like Jason and me a murder hobo, everyone, and here we're like we can redeem them.
I mean, Rab was all for murder hobo.
Yes, I
Um,
still don't believe that blood is thicker than water because that is such a bullshit saying.
Shall we, Mab?
I
Wait.
mean, it's the whole party.
Before we go, Doc looks super serious, and then he looks at the innkeeper, Ryan.
He kind of like shrinks back for a second because he's not
God,
sure
I
what
can't wait for whatever's about to happen.
he's not sure what the turtle's gonna do.
Now, you are somebody who seems to be very knowledgeable about Huna and Mab. There's something that I must ask you.
Oh no.
What the hell is a kobold kake?
And I think...
And I think on that note is where we will end our session for tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Well, in closing, I will say, check out our socials. Come, post what your understanding of kobold cakes are,
Why did you have to start it with that word?
and get this discussion started in the chats and in the forums and even on Twitter. Maybe we'll make a t-shirt out of it.
Make sure to jump in our Discord and those people that weren't watching the stream, make them really confused about kobold cakes.
Yes, 100%.
Jump
I'd like
in the 18+ thread
Yeah.
and start posting about kobold kake.
The cold cocky trending on Twitter.
No.
somebody start the hashtag.
Get the flame war going. Which one's right? Which one's wrong? What have I done?
Remember that time you wanted us to kill that NPC? Good times.
Can I just have you kill me instead?
You wanted us to kill NPCs. We
No,
don't
I-
kill things. Not in our Christian Minecraft server.
Oh my God.
Just real quick, no D&D stream tomorrow. I may stream some Final Fantasy remake, Final Fantasy VII remake. For those of you enjoying the holiday, please do so responsibly. And remember, there are 20 sides to every story. Roll for yours. Have a good night, everyone.